So I'm sitting here with Howard and Amanda. Howard, you and I met 4 or 5 months ago. Was it a year ago? Was it that long ago? Okay. I just remember actually sitting in Maestro's having lunch with Ryan when we went through everything. And these things take a lot of time, and I respect the fact that you want to do the due diligence and everything else, because I think it's absolutely critical. The people that don't do that are the ones that get a hiding. What has been your experience coming over here, finding on the ground, seeing everything, touching it?
Okay, when I met you a year ago, obviously I was
interested in doing trade, but nervous about the partners, and you being one of the partners.
Yeah.
So
we didn't know.
We did a lot of investigation into who you were and what you stood for, and because we wanted to invest in the USA.
We wanted to make sure that you were honest. That was the big thing. Should we trust you? Should we go with you? I was invited to a breakfast at Amsterdam, and the bloke that I was sitting next to happened to have invested with you previously, and he gave you a very, very good reference, and that was actually the turning point in deciding to go with you.
So I'm just not that guy. No, I'm joking.
that really is what made me decide to go with you. We've come over to America. Everything that you promised us, you've met and exceeded. The partners are excellent in all three areas. The effort that you put in is unbelievable. The hotels were excellent. The investors that you met with all got on, all were like-minded, all wanted to invest in property, all understand property, and I'm very, very pleased that we came here.
Awesome. Tell me from your perspective, I mean, we did do a little short video before, but for the purposes of this one, you run and own a construction company back home, so you come with a much bigger, kind of experience base than most people. And a lot of people we deal with are entrepreneurial by nature and are used to getting their hands dirty and doing stuff themselves. And such a big mindset to do it overseas, because now it's like, well, are they going to deliver at the standard I'm used to and everything else? What was your kind of opinion of just you have spoken a bit about the quality, but just the quality more so than anything else?
Quality of the property or the quality of the
The
property?
properties, basically, just in terms of the refurbs and what they did. Because I think you're the first to admit, some people can do a lick of paint job, and others actually, it's a proper.
I think that varied from area to area.
Yeah.
Obviously with the Atlantic properties being of a much higher quality than the other properties.
Yeah.
And not just the refurbs, I think it's a newer area.
Yeah.
Which also makes a difference, but that affects the cash flow.
Yeah, no, 100%. And just in terms of my last thing would be, it's a big time investment to come over here. 8 days away from your children. I think you said
12.
So is it 12 days
12 is
away?
travelling.
12 days. I forget. We've got quite a long way. And work and everything else. But was it worth it? Is it worth coming and
It's
kicking
worth
the
it. We
dirt?
definitely would not have bought property without coming. We err on the side of caution, and the fact that the partners have put in the trouble for you means that they believe you're doing honest business, and likewise for you to them.
Yeah.
So without having come, I think it's very hard to make a decision about buying property. There are many people I know have bought property with you and spent more properties than just one or two, and they repeat properties. So good for you.
Oh, awesome. Well, listen, it's been.
I just want to say one thing. The way they build here is different from the way we build in South Africa.
Yeah.
What I've seen here, especially in Atlanta with RJ, is that his work is extremely neat. The paint job, the lines are neat. Everything's plumb, everything's square. The corners are nicely finished. I was very impressed with the ceilings, the way they were finished off. Everything is done professionally. I'm extremely impressed with the finishes in Atlanta. They are excellent.
I just thought of one extra question, which I would like to just ask you, because it's a common question I get asked back home, and I think you've got over that hurdle or mental block or whatever you want to call it. So we're driving around out in what we almost would like, it almost felt like the farm fields, What was it like when we spoke to that guy that lived in that suburb? And he said, there's an industrial thing 3 miles that way and a highway 1 mile that way. What's been your kind of opinion? Because it's very different from what we used to back home in terms of the areas.
When you're driving around here, it almost feels like you're in the country. It's very green, very beautiful, but the houses are hidden between the trees. You don't actually see them, they're quite far apart. We felt that perhaps we shouldn't be investing in that area because you don't see any place where these people work. And then we spoke to the neighbor and he told us, but just 3 kilometers away there was an industrial area and the big factories and plenty of place for the people to work. So that put basically in mind with you.
Yeah, I must admit, I always find it very revealing. The one thing I will always say about our partners, and this is for anyone, if you ask questions, we can find out the answers. You know what I mean? And, you know, I think it's quite nice that you can just drive up to anyone and say, dude, where is it? And they're like, just over there. And it's actually, I mean, it gives me confidence, you know, because at the end of the day, we also constantly building relationships and rapport with them. So I like that.
Well, that's why it's important to have the right partners, because you don't know when you're in the middle of the forest whether you're close to, you know, if it's the right property or not, or the right school.
Yeah.
So that also, you need to ask the people who live there.
No, 100%. Well, listen, guys, it's been an absolute honor and a privilege. I'm sure you're pretty excited to jump on a plane and get back to your children, but it's been great and we look forward to doing lots of business together. So, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Do business again.
Okay, thanks so much. Cheers. Thank you very much.